Hey guys, yeah, I just wanted to come on here and do this bit of a vlog as quickly as I can before my mom gets home. And yeah, I'll tell you this. The first 2 days back at work, have actually been pretty good. They haven't been hard. Well, mainly because I've been, just training and all that. Tomorrow's going to be a different story because I go in at 1 and I do about 4 hours and 45 minutes and I'm going to be training as a guest attendant. Now, basically, from what I understand, a guest attendant is someone that does, like just stand in front, of the carts, kind of make sure people have checked out their items and they're going to do things the right way. Um, the other, but what I'm trying to say is, so okay, let me restart. Okay, what I'm trying to say is the guest attendant is basically somebody that's stands in front of the cart and all that, and then basically, depending on the schedule for the following week, they are doing other tasks as well. So there could be days that I'll just be standing there as a guest attendant, helping with cards, bringing cards, washing them down, well, not washing them, but sanitizing them down, stuff like that. There'll be times I'm just checking receipts and all that, making sure people, have everything that they bought on the receipt, as well as if they're doing a return, I guess pointing them to where guest services is, as well as I think putting a tag on there or something. I don't really know. And then basically, besides that, just stand in the front and do whatever they need me to do, kind of deal. I mean, one thing that the that the HR lady that did the orientation for me and two other girls on Wednesday said to me is that I'll be going back and forth a lot. I'll be going back and forth doing a lot of things that they're going to need me to do. But what's also interesting about the front of the service attendant, that's what it's called, FOS, one of the other things they have us do is what's known as drive up. And what that means is somebody can, not can, but somebody would order something online, and we would basically take it out to the car for them. That's what we would do. So, for example, someone can, pay for something online that they want to pick up, and we're just going to and somebody from fulfillment or something will shop online or well, not shop online, but shop in the store, or I'll shop in the store for them. And then what will happen is after we do the shopping for them, depending if it's fulfillment, and then I'm the one that takes it to the car or something like that, or whatever the case may be. After that, after that's taken care of, after I or the fulfillment does the shopping for them, we check out the items for them as if we're the customers, and then we basically take it out to the car. We get told, okay, they're going to park in, because they have certain sections where they're going to be parking. So if we see a car, one or two cars parked in that area, then we know that's going to be one of the customers that's picking up their items, if you know what I mean. So that's one thing I'm going to be doing. The other thing will be cashiering, so I'm still going to be doing that. It seems similar to Walmart's a little bit, but it's definitely going to be different. So that's going to be a fun, interesting change when we get down to it. Besides that, not really much going on. I mean, I do have my schedule. I mean, I'm off today, obviously. I have my name tag, as you can see. I have my name tag, and what's interesting about this name tag is it's magnetized. It is a magnetized name tag, so that's pretty cool. So I have my name tag. What's good about it too is you don't have to worry about wearing khakis all the time. Mainly for the fact that basically you can be in the jeans, dark blue jeans if you have to, as long as they're not holy or anything. Thank the Lord, mine aren't. But You could have dark blue jeans and wear them, and all you have to do besides that is have a red or basically semi-red shirt or t-shirt or whatever, and you should be good to go. You should be good to go. Now, like I said, I do work tomorrow. I do work this. Well, basically, I work this weekend. That's what I'm saying. I do work this weekend. I'm off on Monday and Tuesday, so if I can do any kind of videos that day, I can. Now, what's interesting is they have an app. Of course, any retail store does nowadays. And this app allows you to pick up a shift if you want to. Now, if I wanted to pick up a shift on Monday, I could. Just to get into things and all that. Basically, I can do that. I can do that. I can pick up a shift on Monday and be fine with that. But that's going to be up to me if I want to do that or not. But I am officially off on Monday and Tuesday. If I want to pick up the shift, I'll pick up the shift. If I don't, that's okay too. And then, of course, after working the weekend, I'll be, like I said, off on Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I'll be working, and as well as Saturday. But what's interesting about the hours on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is they're not that bad. They really aren't. For example, I think if I look at it right now, when the Friday shift is on, not for the Wednesday shift, it's about almost 6 hours, I would assume. Well, not 6 hours. Let's see, 8 to 5 is 8 hours, or 8:30 to 5 is 8 hours. 9:30 to 6 is 7. So 10 to 6:30, it's about 6 hours, almost that, around that. And then of course, Thursday, I work for 4 hours 45 minutes, and then on Friday, next Friday, a week from today, I work about 4.5 hours, if you will. I think 4.5. Let's see. No, it's not 4.5, is it? I'm not really sure. No, I don't think it is. Because, well, actually, is it? I'm trying to think. 10 to 12 is 2. 12, then 10 to 1 is 3. Oh yeah, it is about 4 hours. About 4.5 hours on Friday, a week from this Friday, and then a week from tomorrow. Because I work tomorrow, I only do 4 hours 45 minutes then. But then a week from tomorrow, I do a full 8. And then the schedule basically has me off on the Sunday and the Monday following that. Then I work on a Tuesday, and then I'm off for majority of the week till Saturday. Now I know and that's starting and that's going into the week, and that's going into the month of February. Because what they do is they put our schedules 3 weeks in advance, so that you'll know whether or not you're going to be working a lot, or you're going to be staying home, or maybe possibly have a chance to pick up some shifts or something. Well, they let you know on the app, if you will. Anyway, that's what I'll be practically doing. Basically, the first week of February, with the exception of Tuesday and Saturday, I'll be kind of free to do what I want. I'll be able to get on this channel and do as much as I can, unless of course that changes. That's the one caveat, or that's the one catch about doing retail. No matter what company you work for, just because you think something is set in stone now doesn't mean that stone cannot be shattered, because it can be, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. I've basically getting better. I mean, even though it's just been a few days, I'm getting more friendlier, more flexible, as they advertise sometimes when they're hiring people, more friendlier, flexible hours, if you will, when it comes to this job. Now, one thing that they did tell us that they're going to do, and I'm no stranger to this because I got hired when they were in the process of doing this at the Walmart in Lawrence, is starting in March they're going to do some remodeling. Now, when I was working at Walmart in Lawrence, they had just, they were putting like the finishing touches and everything on it. So it had yet to be a super center just yet, or at least, yeah, a super center just yet. It was in the process of getting there. And when I worked for 6.5 years at the Walmart in Patterson, they did a few changes here and there, but not much. They would, add something on here, they would add something on there, but not much. What it sounds like here is they're going to do a full-on remodeling, is basically what it is. Because according to the lady that did the orientation, they have these blueprints all over, the store. Well, not all over the store, but they have the blueprints in certain areas where you can basically see them. Break rooms, meeting rooms, you name it. They have it there so that you could have an idea of exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, it's going to be a very intriguing, interesting, if you will, development and change during that time. I mean, she said it best. She basically told us best on Wednesday. Oh, you guys got in here just in time, And what's funny is myself and these girls apparently all applied beforehand, but got rejected because, of course, it was in December, seasonal stuff like that. But when we applied again, like I did, all of a sudden I get the call, hey, you want to come in and everything, you want to work, and I'm like, hey, I'm cool with that, let me have this opportunity. And they loved, and one of the things she said is what they loved about it, and I know sometimes this is part of the spiel, the speech they got to give, is out of all the candidates, and they still got more to go through, they picked us because of our honest. One of the things they liked during the virtual interview we did is our honesty. How honest we were about our past experiences and all that. So anyway, that's just the gist of it. Of how my first 2 days have been. One of the things, I mean, they gave us a tour of the store, of course, give us an idea where everything is. I mean, I've been in that Target many times, so I kind of have an idea, but not really. But now I'm going to really get an idea of exactly where everything is. But they gave us a tour of the store, and after that, we did a little bit of computer training, but we didn't do it traditionally like I used to do at Walmart or anything, or even at Dollar Tree. No, the way they did it was they gave us what's known as the My Devices, these zebras, if you will. Told us to log in to certain apps and all that. Long story short, and that's how we were able to do our computer training, just like that. So yeah, it wasn't on a computer like, let's say, a laptop or what you see sometimes at certain places or jobs. It was, you go on the mobile device, the Zebra, and there you go. But yeah, first few days has been actually pretty good, and I'm happy to be there. I will say what's interesting is the bus drive, because the first day, like the bus I take usually here, I got one of the regular drivers I usually get, and then what was interesting is that she switched out with a new guy, or at least a guy I'm thinking they got from one of the other bus places. And this guy was a little flabbergasted because of the fact that, one, he was getting a bus with no gas, and then the bus that they did bring to him, it looked like the lift mechanism for people like with the walkers, wheelchairs, big carts, and all that wasn't working. But they did sort that out. And the guy basically was like, and this is the same guy that picked me up yesterday morning too. The guy was like, hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about paying and everything. Everything's cool. I mean, he even told me that the machine that usually takes the money wasn't working right in anything. So I just had to wait and go to the next bus and do that. And the next bus had somebody new or somebody from the other area who, you can kind of tell is new or doesn't know the route just yet, is new to the route. So I had to get my day pass there. And the people that own the Start bus now is Max. That's right, the Modesto Transit. They own them. And what's interesting about that is now, instead of being dropped off in front of Burger King, which makes it a shorter distance to the house, for me, I have to be dropped off around the Golden Valley area, Golden Valley Hospital area or Medical Center area, which is around Merced and eucalyptus. So to be dropped off there. Now, I could go to Gustine, wait for them to take the break, and then come back get on Inyo, but I'm not going to do that. Because I'd rather just get out and go home, take the short walk. It's not that bad of a walk. You know, I've been in those areas before, so it's not a bad of a walk, so I know what to do. As I was saying before, I had to stop there real momentarily. Basically, you know, it's been an interesting couple of days, I'll say that. I mean, by the time you watch this, I'll be getting ready to do my third day, or if not in my third day. It won't be too long, you know, unlike, you know, Sunday will be a little bit more different. But, you know, it's, like I said, you know, before I paused it there, before I, you know, kind of cut it off there due to the fact that my mom would come home. Like I said, I actually get good vibes out of it. You know, I got some good vibes and stuff, and really just enjoying the atmosphere. I think the reason I enjoy it more, in a sense, I mean, like I said, even though I'm still new there, I think the reason I enjoy it more is due to the fact that it does feel more organized, if you will. It does feel, you know, it does feel like it's more of a more of an upgrade, and I say that with all due respect to 6.5 years ahead of Walmart, but it does feel like it's an upgrade, in a sense. It does feel like that. So I'm glad to be. So I'm kind of, well, not what I'm trying to say is, I'm glad to be there. That's why I'm just happy to finally have some work. And as I mentioned, I think in the first half here, you know, my interview, along with the two others, was chosen due to the fact that I think we were just being natural. Like when you do those high view virtual interviews, you know, you just feel, you know, they tell you just be yourself, and you know, that's what I was. You know, that's what I was. I was just, you know, being myself, and that's enough to, I guess, impress them to give me an opportunity, give me a shot. And like I was saying, on Thursday, I did the rest of my computer training on what we call my device, which is basically a little portable device that you use to basically do your training, because, you know, they have computers there, but they're very limited and mostly utilized by management, if you know what I mean. So it's more like, you know, it's more like, hey, we're gonna get you guys trained. We're gonna do it in a way that's, you know, more advanced, more like taking the next step, but also, you know, make room on the computers for the managers to utilize, so that, you know, that way they can look over things and stuff, and just and think, you know, and just go from there. Because some of the other computers they have in the office areas, mainly like individual office areas. So, you know, so there's that. You know, when I did the first part here, I mentioned, you know, basically the week of February. I think I mentioned the week of February. It's been like one of those weeks where it's like I'm working, but I'm not working that much. Well, I basically picked up a few shifts, and, you know, thankfully it was changed to where, okay, I can do these, and they work within my time restraints. You know, the only 4.5 hours, they work fine. You know, I can catch the bus, be home, not a big deal. So they work out fine for me in the long run. They really do. The only thing about the bus, like I mentioned in the first part, is the fact that instead of dropping us off at Burger King and everything, now I have to be dropped off at the second closest location, which is Merced and Eucalyptus here in Newman. The reason being, as I mentioned, the Max people, Modesto Transit, bought out the start bus. Basically, they took control of it, and now they're utilizing these newer buses. They've been using. The thing is, these buses, these newer buses, which are like have black on top, brown on the bottom, and all that. They've been using them before, but they also had a mixture of the original white buses and everything. But now these newer ones, that again, like I say, they've been using before, have become pretty much the standard. And basically, one of the things you notice about these buses, they have cameras not just on the inside but the outside. The reason for that is because I think they're noticing, because anytime a new company takes control of an established company, like, or at least a part of that established company, like in this case, Max Modesto Transit, Bus Transit taking over Start, becoming the new bosses. One of the things the new owners do is they overlook a lot of things that they probably feel was out of place, like a lot of things that need to be addressed, and just do what they can and just go from there and see what they can do to improve on those things, fix those things. And on Wednesday night, one of the bus drivers I took, because here's what's interesting about Wednesday night. I think I mentioned this in the first part, but here's what's interesting about that. On Wednesday night, after I got off work, I went to the bus stop and I waited. And the first bus I ended up getting was not the Start one. No, the one I ended up getting, believe it or not, was the Turlock one. It was the Turlock one that I ended up getting. And what's confusing is basically the bus stop, the bus bench, which they now have coverings on them, thank God. The bus bench had been painted brown to green, and it really throws people off. If you catch my drift, it really throws people off. So, long story short, I ended up taking the Turlock Transit one instead of the Start one. But I still was able to get on the Start bus, and I found out that guy was basically running a minute behind the Turlock one. So it was like, now I have to basically avoid, that the Turlock one. It's like if I see the Turlock one coming, I have to be like, whoop, I'm not taking you. I'm gonna go over here, kind of deal, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I have to do that from now on. If you will, have to do that from now on to kind of avoid things. If you catch my drift, just kind of make sure I don't make a mistake that I did. I mean, I'm not saying I won't get to my destination. It's just that I'd rather stick with one bus and be done with it. But again, I bring this up because usually when I would take the bus from Patterson to Newman, when I was working at Walmart, or recently as working at the Dollar Tree, if you will, as of last year, or at least attempting to work at the Dollar Tree, they would drop me off in front of Burger King. All we'd have to do, myself or any other passenger, we would say, hey, can you drop me off at Burger King? They'd be like, hey, no problem. Well, now, because they got these newer buses, like I said, ones that they've been utilizing before, but now more so, becoming more prominent. Basically, because they've been using these newer buses have a camera, not just on the inside but the outside. And like I said, the people that now run Start, the Max people, probably noticed, hey, wait a minute, why are you guys stopping at a Burger King? That's not a regulated, or that's not a regulatory bus stop. That's not an official bus stop yet, if you will. So, long story short, I asked the guy if he can drop me off at Burger King, and he said can't do that anymore. And then he explained to me that basically the new people had gotten on them and said that any attempt to do something like that could result in them losing their job. So even if I was to ask one of the bus riders or bus drivers I know very well to drop me off there, she'd probably say, well, I'd like to, but we can't do that anymore. So that's why basically now I'm like, just drop me off in front of the Golden Valley and the apartments on Merced and Eucalyptus, and I'll just walk from there, which I do. That's what I do. But yeah, it's just one of those situations to where it's like, with with a new year comes new change and stuff. So for me, and I think this is where I'm gonna have to really start looking into getting my bike fixed or getting a new bike. Period. For me, basically, it results in the fact that I have to mainly, this is an opinion, this is not, what I have to do is take my bike, or get a bike eventually, get my bike fixed, take it to the bus, ride it to the bus stop, hook it on, and then when I get ready to be dropped off on Merced, just unhook the bike, get on the bike, and go from there, just head home, if you know what I mean. Not that I don't mind walking, because it is kind of a safe area and everything, as long as I can see the light and all that, as well, as long as the drivers and people can see me, I should be okay, I should be fine. But yeah, it's one of those situations to where now it's like you got to really change up and stuff. You really got to get used to different things, if you catch my drift. But anyway, like I said, besides that, it's not, it's been and again, I know I'm repeating myself here, but like I said, even though I've been there 2 years, not 2 years, but 2 days, even though I've been there 2 days, I'm getting good vibes out of it. I really am. It's more of it feels more relaxed in a way. It feels more flexible, as they would advertise, and more relaxed than normal. It's basically like you're not on a time crunch or anything like that. You're not on a time crunch, if you catch my drift. So I look at the fact that I feel more at ease here, and I think I'm going to get really, really used to it. I really am. And that's all I can really say about it. So I can really say that I'm going to get used to this over time, and I think I'm going to have fun with it. I really do think I'm going to have fun with it. The only challenge I think that comes with this is the fact that when I take the bus, sometimes I have to wait a couple of hours, but at my job, which isn't a problem unless they let me start early. So I can't really do much until I clock in. You know what I'm saying? So for example, when I get dropped off there, I have like an hour and a half, 2 hours before I start work, which isn't a problem. Honestly, it's not really a problem. It's just you just gotta get used to doing things that way. I mean, for example, when I would work at my job here at Walmart, a couple of times where I would have to take the bus early due to the scheduling, because the bus schedules are so awkward that, if I couldn't get a dial-a ride or anything, like I said, the bus would be so awkward that basically I'd have to, for example, if I was to start at 9 o'clock, right? Usually the bus will get me there at 8:17, so I'd have basically about 45 minutes to kill. For example, tomorrow, I start at 1 o'clock. So I'm supposed to take I think it's the 9:30 bus, I believe. I think it's the 9:30 bus. I have to look. But that would give me about an hour and a half before I start, unless, like I say, they let me start early. But I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, point is, it's one of those it's just one of those unique situations that when you work, if you will, and your only transportation is bus or Uber or whatever, sometimes you just have to wait it out and see what happens. Now, what's funny though is I have not seen any dollar rides lately since this new takeover. So I'm wondering if they're phasing that out, or something. I don't really know. But yeah, the only issue though, like I said, is working sometimes at certain hours to where you just, if you start at a later time, you have to wait. If you start at, you know, at a certain time, but it's on a day to where, like, say, the only mode of transportation you have is not available, then you got to go with that. You got to, work around that, if you will, and find other means of doing it. And my mom doesn't mind picking me up, so that's what's going to happen on Sunday, and if not Saturday evening, next Saturday evening, not tomorrow, but the next Saturday. And maybe she'll have my older sister or my second oldest nephew with her, or my older sister's husband with her, so she doesn't go alone. But besides that, it's just a unique kind of situation to where you got to get used to it and stuff, to where it's like, okay, this works out, but that doesn't, and over time, we'll see what happens. One thing that they said in orientation is, when it comes to scheduling, it's like just kind of working things out. It's like you'll get a certain day off, but it doesn't mean you're always going to get it, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm working Sunday, but I don't work the next Sunday. So it's kind of like back and forth. Like, I may work, like, I'm going to work this Sunday, but I will not work, the last Sunday of the month, but I may end up working Super Bowl Sunday. You catch my drift on that one? It's one of those unique situations that you just got to deal with. You just got to deal with it. And I know she doesn't like, and I know my mom doesn't like the idea of that, because I'll be honest, I think she, along with a lot of other people, if they had their way, would make sure nobody would work on Sunday. And that's not just because, it's a day of relaxation. She's a prayer warrior. And being a prayer warrior, you kind of get what I'm getting at there, right? Yeah. She'd rather have people focus on going to church than work, if you catch my drift. But thankfully, I'll be going to church. It's just that we're going to have to leave early. We're going to have to leave early to get down there and all that. Unless she does it differently, unless she has my brother-in-law or somebody take me so that she doesn't have to. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's just, like I say, it's just one of those old deals right now, to where you just got to work around it, and over time things may work. Right now, I think the reason they're scheduling me in this manner is because these are the best times to train me, if you will, in the positions they want me to be in. And the people that they need to train me are going to be there on these days. So that's the best opportunity I think I have, if you know what I mean. It's the best opportunity I have. And here's the thing. Thankfully, 2 Saturdays from now, this won't be an issue, because I will not be working that much. In fact, here's the thing. Tomorrow and next Saturday, the benefit is I'll be taking the bus. The only disadvantage is the bus only runs sparingly on Saturdays. Like, it's every 3 hours or so. So the last last bus run of Saturday tomorrow is 4:44 to pick me up from my job. So I gotta get picked up by my mom. The following Saturday, I take the bus. No doubt I'll be there in time for work. The problem, though, is I get off at 8, so my mom's gonna have to come get me then, unless she has somebody with her. But then the following Saturday, the Saturday I think before the Pro Bowl, I believe, or is it the Super Bowl? I think it's the Pro Bowl. That Saturday afterwards, she doesn't have to worry too much, because I take the bus to get to work, and then I take the bus to go home. No big deal. So yeah, either way, it's gonna work out for the better in the end. I think just what it is that my mom, just like anybody out there in her position, are not a fan of, well, if you can't get transportation to work on a Sunday, you shouldn't work Sundays. That's not really much I can do. And even though she's against it, she tells me, don't jeopardize anything, we'll work something out. And she then told me that, she had this, epiphany, and she read in her Bible that God is telling her, go by faith, not by fear, because honestly, what's holding her back sometimes is the fact that we had this incident coming home from my second older sisters in Modesto one time. And that incident was, I don't know if I was on my phone. I think I was on my phone over here. But also what happened is, and I think she knows this, but she doesn't want to admit it. I think she fell asleep at the wheel. I really do. Because here's the thing, she was tired anyway, but she still went to my second older sisters. And I think what happened is because she didn't rest over there like she would here, and the fact that I think she didn't get that much coffee to drink to keep her going. What happened is because we were going down a road that we thought we knew, and I think what happened is I was on my phone when I should have been looking, and I was just going like this. Next thing I know, the next thing I know that happened is I think what happened, she's just doing this, and she's just all of a sudden, boom, and she just nodded off right when we were supposed to turn. I think that may have been what happened, but she doesn't want to acknowledge it because, honestly, would you want to acknowledge something that you should have been more careful about? I'm just saying. And ever since then, she's been very cautious. She's been very cautious about basically driving at night. In other words, she's not been a fan of it. She'll do it because right now she's doing it coming home from work. But she's not really a fan of it. In fact, if they were to put I'll put it this way, if this entire country, if the Senate and the Congress was to say, let's put it on the ballot, let's put on the ballot, yes or no, to, establish a year-long daylight savings time or no, there's no doubt my mom would vote for a year-long daylight savings time. Because she would want to basically travel in the day. That would be her prerogative. That would be like, if it was, do you want to vote for basically if it's on the ballot and it says you want to establish, you want to vote to establish a official daylight savings time for the whole year, she'd go right for it. She'd go right for it because she'd be like, yes, I want to do that because I want daylight. That's what she would do. That's what she would do. But it's, like I said, it's one of those situations to where now she's just got to realize, as long as she knows where she's going, she'll be okay. As long as she knows where she's going, she'll be okay. And that's about it. That's about it. So, anyway, though, like I said, it's been a great first 2 days, and like I said, by the time you watch this, I'll probably be at work, getting ready to work, that is, and just going from there, and just see what happens. I mean, tomorrow I'm supposed to be trained. I think I'm supposed to be trained, I believe, on the guest attendant part. So that's what they got me doing. They got me doing the guest attendant part, if you will. Just taking care of some loose ends here. But yeah, that's basically the plan they got me for. That's the schedule they got me for, to be trained on the guest attendant part. And that's going to be tomorrow, that's going to be Sunday. Well, that's going to be tomorrow, today, by the time you watch this, Sunday. And then Monday and Tuesday I'm off, and then I come back. And I think it's 2 days in a row, I think. Let me check, 2 days in a row? No, it's only 1 day. They're going to have me do drive-up training. And then I'm going to cashier the 2 days after that. And then do guest attendant on the following Saturday, which is in the evening. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be a great learning experience, and just see what happens. See what happens. What I may do is I may message my older sister and say, hey, can you come down to the house, not tomorrow, well actually, maybe tomorrow or something like that, maybe. Come down to the house, pick Mom up so she doesn't drive. Here's the thing, I don't think she'll have a problem getting me tomorrow on her own, but it's more along the lines of like Sunday and Saturday because of the hours there. So I don't think she'll have a problem because hey, she knows my mom's not a fan of nights, so we'll see. We'll see what she says, but I don't think she'll have a problem with that. But yeah, like I said, it's been a great first few days, and can't wait to continue doing it. Like I said, I'm just glad to finally be working again, and just really happy. And I think I showed you this in the first part, right? That this is a unique kind of way to do name tags, the magnet tag. That's kind of cool. So yeah, I cannot wait to start to work again tomorrow. It's not going to be that long compared to Sunday, but hey, it's all good. It's all good if you know what I mean. It's all good if you catch my drift. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here, do this vlog. I'll let you guys know what's been going on with the job so far, and just go from there. Like I said, the next days off I have are Tuesday and Monday and Tuesday, and then the following week will be Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, because like I said, I picked a few shifts up basically on the first Thursday and Friday of February. So it kind of works out. It kind of works out for me because the way I look at it as well is the way the schedule is, the bus schedule that is, it should work out perfectly for me. That way I can be home before she is, and if maybe get some content out, if you know what I mean. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on, and let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments section, as well as in the live chat during the premiere. And let you guys know, super stickers and super chats are encouraged. If you feel like doing it, $1 to $5 at most of a super chat or super sticker would be greatly appreciated during the live chat of this premiere. Like the video, guys. Again, comment down below in the comment section. Check me out at my Teespring store. Also check me out at BEW Roses. Discussions, all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. Listener support is activated on Anchor.fm if you're listening there. And if you are listening on places like Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcast, if video podcasting is enabled, you do have your choice of one or two of those. I am close to 300 podcasts altogether, guys. Close to 300 podcasts. Also check me out at VENMO at BW Roses. Also check me out at patreon.com/BW Roses. Support me with a $1, $3 tier. I am considering a $5 tier down the line, but I'll let you know if I do that or not. And also check me out at Venmo at Brian-Walmer-2. But until next time, guys, again, I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a bit of a vlog, if you will, let you know what the first 2 days were like. And until next time, I am out.